We continue our series looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly for each team across Major League Baseball. Today, the team we're examining, the Washington Nationals. Let's get into it. What's going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast. And as we look at the Washington Nationals, we begin with the good. And the good for this organization is without question the return that they received from the Juan Soto deal. I think that when you look at the absolute haul that the Nationals got back, they can seriously cut down their time to being able to rebuild this franchise into something of a playoff contender once again. Now, yes, it is going to be quite a bit of time, in my opinion, when they can compete at the top of this division, with teams like the Mets and the Braves being so powerful, and the Philadelphia Phillies also being so far ahead of them, in my opinion. But when you look at the haul that they got back of prospects, there's no doubt about it that they made a great deal in what they received from the San Diego Padres organization. But I think that when you look at what we have with the players that they received, the benefit to the Nationals is clear. They got a very good prospect package back for Juan Soto. Now, as we look at the bad for this organization, you traded Juan Soto. There's no doubt about it, Juan is a once-in-a-generational type of talent. This is the modern-day Ted Williams. It's said all the time. I've said it all of the time. There's no doubt about it that trading away a player like Juan Soto has absolutely dramatic ramifications for your organization. Yes, I just spoke about the good in the fact that the prospects that they would receive back in this deal are going to be a very big deal for the organization. However, when you trade away generational talent like Juan Soto, it affects your organization, it affects morale, and it affects the way that the fans of your franchise look and feel about your team. There's no doubt about it that trading away a talent like Juan Soto is going to have lasting impacts for a very, very long time for the Washington National fan base. I think that there's going to be an opportunity that they may be able to rally behind some of the prospects that they receive, but there's no doubt about it that the hurt that is going to be left by the loss of a guy like Juan Soto is really going to make a lasting impression on the fans of the Washington Nationals. Now, as we look at the downright ugly for this organization, Stephen Strasburg has been an absolute waste for this organization. The big-time money deal that was offered to Stephen Strasburg has been nothing but a waste of money and an absolute blunder on the front office. Mike Rizzo, who is in charge of the baseball operations for the Washington Nationals, absolutely dropped the ball, in my opinion, with this Stephen Strasburg signing. Yes, this was the #1 overall pick. A ton of hype was behind this prospect when he came up with this organization. 14 strikeouts in his debut against the Pittsburgh Pirates many, many years ago. However, when you look at what this player has been, and especially the big-time contract that was offered to him a few years ago when he was a free agent, looks like an absolutely poor decision by the front office. I think that there's no doubt about it, when healthy, Stephen Strasburg can be one of the most dynamic arms in all of Major League Baseball. But when you look at the fact that this player has not been healthy for a very long time, for basically his entire career, this has not been a healthy starter. And there's no doubt that when you look at what he can be when healthy, you absolutely make the deal that the Nationals made for him. But because of his injury history, because of the fact that he has not been on the field, they have wasted a ton of resources that they could have better invested in other players. Bryce Harper has gone from this organization, Max Scherzer, Trey Turner, now most recently Juan Soto, amongst others like Anthony Rendon. There's no doubt about it that when you look, and yes, there's an opportunity for this organization to figure out some way to get from underneath this contract. But when you look at the way that this contract is and the amount of money that the Nationals are investing in a player like Stephen Strasburg, there's very little doubt that this has been an absolute waste for the entire organization, and a blunder and a blemish on Mike Rizzo as being the head of the front office for the Nationals. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings on this down in the comment section below. What are your feelings, your good, bad, and ugly thoughts on the Washington Nationals organization. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on that down in the comments, or find me over on Twitter at JLaracuente19 to keep the conversation rolling. As always, keep it locked into the entire JLMG family with We Sibs, the Grain and Geek Show, and of course here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast by hitting the red subscribe button on all 3 channels. As always, for sticking around to this point in the video, head over to baseballbanterbroadcast.com. Use the promo code NATIONALS to save 5% on your order. Keep it locked in all season long as I continue to look at the good, the bad, and the ugly for each team across Major League Baseball, as well as the latest news, notes, and my personal thoughts, theories, and opinions on the game of Major League Baseball. Peace.